Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In this one we're going to be trying out the newly EZA'd Fizz Super Janemba. Very much looking forward to this video. A unit I don't actually have any dupes in whatsoever, so we're going to be able to see what he can do at the bare minimum of 55%, no skill orbs either, and a unit I didn't manage to get fully linked level 10 before his EZA came out as well. I even tried to manage to pull it off before I made the video, left it as long as I could, and this is as good as I could get, which isn't too bad because he's basically on the cusp of full level 10 links. The only link I wished I got to level 10 before the video was Big Bad Bosses, so we do still need to lose 4% HP to actually trigger that. There's a few healers on the team, so that might be a little bit difficult. We do have him next to LR Bootanks, who's actually still not a bad unit to run. And under in LR Broly's 200% lead with uncontrollable power, you can actually get quite a lot of Boo units under this team. So good shout for him. We are starting with 396k attack stat, 228k defense. Of course, we're going to line him up in slot 1 because he has guard, 22% damage reduction, and the additional 22% damage reduction as long as he's in slot 1 or slot 2, along with having a 50% chance to dodge and a 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast supers. So any defensive utility you can think of, Janemba literally has it. Aside from like nullify unarmed super attacks, but then that's where the dodge is going to kick in. So we can actually get him 22 Ki, which is actually pretty good, because if we get Janemba 22 Ki or more, he does get an additional attack plus 66%. So on 18 Ki, he is going to do 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then on the additional, he does get 30% attack and defense on 12 Ki for 1 turn. And he does start with Ki plus 6. Is he going to dodge it? Is he going to nullify it? He's going to nullify it. Love that animation as well. And double digits on normals with the damage reduction and guard. 8.83 million attack stat. I'll take that considering there is no Big Bad Bosses, no domain. And he also needs to build up his passive as well. And also he's only 55%, remember, no dupes. So I'll take that for a turn 1 super. Does start with Ki plus 6. Attack and defense plus 166%. And because it was his first appearance, and for 1 turn only, does launch an additional attack. There's a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. I don't think he actually did it there, but it is still a chance. It is a 70% chance, so more often than not, it will happen. But I don't think it happened for us. He then gains an additional Ki plus 2 up to 6, and attack and defense plus 66% up to 166%, and a chance of performing a critical hit plus 22% up to 66% as well with each attack performed. So that additional we got, which again, I don't think we got an additional super with him. I could have been wrong and missed it, but I don't think we did. As long as Janemba hits additionals, which we prefer them to be supers, as long as he just additionals, we're building up his passive, which is exactly what we want. And then not only that, he'll launch an additional attack. There's a 70% chance of becoming a super attack when the character's in slot 2 or slot 3. So I might actually shimmy him into slot 3 at one point. Just to, you know, make sure we're getting that additional pop. That way we can build up his passive a bit quicker. I mean, he can go in either or, which is one thing I actually love about the changes in his passive from his EZA, is now you can actually put him in slot 1 or slot 2, and he'll reap the benefits from both. Still have guard, still have damage reduction, still got the extra damage reduction for being in slot 1 or slot 2. You don't have to move him now to get one or the other. So, big fan of that. We don't have Broly's domain active yet. I know I could have popped it now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off a little bit. Probably until the next time he comes around. But Janemba's looking very good. And as I said, he goes on one of the best 200% leads in the entire game. Like, this team, Broly's 200% lead, or specifically in LR Broly's 200% lead, actually even Carnival LR Broly's 200% lead as well, they are both becoming very stacked categories, which I'm a big fan of. So if you're missing any units, any at all, you constantly have a substitute, constantly have another option to slide in instead of the one you're missing. But with some Team Turles support, actually, is he on? I don't think he even has Team Turles support, does he? Yeah, no, I don't think he, does he go on Planetary Destruction? No, of course he doesn't. Actually, he's not getting Team Turles support at all, because it's Terrifying Conquerors and Planetary Destruction. Yeah, no, he's actually not getting any of Turles' support. But off of, what? 2 attacks? So 2 build-ups? 751k attacks, that 562k defense already. And he's not finished. We're on 22 key or more again, which means we're getting that 66% extra attack. And hopefully we can get an additional. Again, it doesn't actually have to be a super attack as long as we're building up that passive. We're already up to 13.2 million. So that is 3 attacks already. Good start. Can we get another one? It's not likely, but we can't. We can't. But still, 2 bits of build up and he already has over 500k defense to go with the guard. And 44% damage reduction he has in total. And then let's not forget about the 50% chance to dodge to also go with that. And the 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast based super attack. As I said, just has a lot going for him defensively, like so much. So Janemba at this point actually has all of his extra attack and defense. It's literally like 2.5 attacks technically he needs to do, which obviously you can't do in Dokkan. So we've done 3. So we have all the extra attack and defense. The only thing we don't have fully of just yet. Actually, no, we have full of everything. Yeah, we have all of his passive built up, all the extra key, the extra attack and defense, and the extra crit chance. It's 3 attacks in total. So we're about to use the domain. Before we've even used it, he already has an 861k attack stat, 644k defense. Let's get in LR Broly's domain pot, give him a bit of an extra boost. And now Janemba is pretty much good to go. Now, usually you'll look at his defense at the start of turn and be like, nowadays, that's just not enough. But then Janemba's also got a ton of damage reduction and guard to go with it. And then if that's not enough, he can also dodge. So, as I said, the fact he has so much going for him just makes him so good. And if you're like me and don't have any dupes in him, and you want him to be a bit extra, like just that tad bit more safe, of course, you can always slide him into slot 2. And then that way he gets to super attack, gets to bolster himself out, give him that extra 50% attack and defense. And then, of course, when he goes into slot 2, does have that 70% chance of an additional super, which means, you know, more likely of an additional happening. There's an extra 30% attack and defense on top of that to go with it. We're going to nullify, we're going to dodge. We're going to do any of them. Yep, nullified. So, I mean, if you want to slide him in slot 2, just to give him that extra bit of defense, I mean, he's still doing 17.3 at 55%. That's very good. Big 11 milli crit. Big 11 milli crit. But yeah, by all means, if you want that additional, slide him into slot 2. If you want to bolster him out a bit more, make him a bit more bulky, get that extra defense before he gets hit, you can easily slide him into slot 2 and have like in LR Broly in slot 1. You know, even Carnival LR Broly in slot 1, whoever you prefer. But I said, he just has so much defensively. It's like covering him in armor. He's wearing armor, followed by bubble wrap, followed by cushions taped to him. Like, there's no hurting him. I mean, there probably is if he doesn't do any of those things, like nullify or dodge. But as I said, he's pretty much armored up. He's full padded out. As I said, it's armor, it's bubble wrap, it's pillows attached to him, the full works. That's what the guard, all the damage reduction, the nullify and the dodge, that's what it all is. It's like layering up in cold weather. It's wearing a coat, a hoodie, a top, a vest, you know, layers, base layers to keep yourself warm. Janemba's got all of them on. He's not getting cold. He is not getting cold. We are on turn 6. However, I'm not sure if we're going to get his rage mode active. Although, to be fair, I'll be honest. When it comes to rage modes, I'm never usually bothered by them. But, I mean, his rage mode conditions are pretty good for the current meta kind of turn length or how long battles go on for. As long as you have 66% HP or more, starting from the 6th turn, you can use his rage mode. I mean, his rage mode's pretty good, but I'm never really too bothered by using them. You know, he does change all key spheres to fizz key spheres, gets extra ki +2 per key sphere obtained, and then attack +16% per key sphere obtained. You know, he's got to be doing a whole ton of damage, especially with built-in crit. So I do kind of want to see how much damage he's doing or what kind of numbers he's putting out into it. But rage modes and giant modes are never really things I'm too bothered about. But I mean, for the sake of it, because that seems interesting, I want to see what you can do with that. So we've got Janemba's active skill already, which I haven't actually seen this for years, so I don't really remember what it looks like. So this is kind of going to be new to me at this point. As soon as he picked up the sword or made the sword, it kind of all came back to me. Essentially, Janemba's going to nuke at this point. 16% per key sphere obtained and 2+ key per key sphere obtained. I mean, pretty much does it once at the beginning, but that first super attack in rage mode should do some damage, you know? 17.4. I'm not going to lie, you never see rage modes and giant forms ever do kind of damage like that. And then 6.2 on the second, off of what, 5-6 key spheres? Don't forget, guaranteed crits. 100% attack temporarily on 18, 50% attack temporarily on 12, guaranteed crit on both 12 and 18 key supers. So for once, aside from Orange Piccolo's giant form to nullify supers to get rid of super attacks in a turn, I've found some use for like a rage mode giant form transformation, and that's pretty much do good damage for free. So I'm actually a fan of that. Overall, I'm very, very impressed with Fizz Super Janemba. He's very, very good, and especially at 55%, he's still looking very good, very strong. As I said, has so much defensive utility from damage reduction, guard, dodge, to then also nullify. I mean, it wouldn't even go amiss potentially giving him some dodge in the dupe system, just to give him a bit extra. It is separate, but just to give him a bit extra. He builds up incredibly fast. I mean, if you slide him in slot 2 for turn 1, you could probably, combined with his first appearance additional, get his passive built up on turn 1. So considering how quickly you can build that up, even without doing that, but also with doing that, very useful, very helpful. Love that a lot. And even his rage mode generally has some use. Like, you can do a lot of damage for 3 for nothing. Another unit that benefits from Broly's domain as well. EZA is very good. Very, very good. Can't wait to try him out in some difficult content. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day. And peace.